Just a few years ago, I was living in my favorite city in Kiev, Ukraine, enjoying all the comfort the modern city can offer. Everything just worked. I could grind coffee beans for my coffee, I could fill my robot vacuum cleaner with water, start the dishwasher or washing machine even through Wi-Fi. Water came from the tap, the lights turned on, everything just worked, and I never thought about how. But then I moved into this old abandoned house in the middle of nowhere that had no electricity, no running water, no heating, and no connection to the rest of the world. I knew I would need to install solar panels one day to have electricity, but I didn't really understand what did it mean. All I knew that solar panels use sun to give you electricity, and that was it. It just happened so that I installed my entire electric system myself, connected solar panels, inverter, batteries, and made everything work to bring this place to life with the solar power. But I remember very well when I knew absolutely nothing about it and the misconceptions and misunderstandings that I had about solar panels before. In this video, I want to share 5 biggest misunderstandings about the solar panels. Hi! By the way, I would like to thank you to everyone who is supporting my channel by becoming the member of this channel. Thank you very much. It means a world to me. If you're watching this video right now and you would like to join these beautiful people who are supporting my channel and support new videos on this channel, you can do this by clicking the join button below this video. Thanks. Cheers. So in this video, I want to share 5 biggest misunderstandings that I had about the solar panels before. Things that might sound very obvious for someone with experience, but they are very real if you have never dealt with solar power before. This video is for people like I was, people who know very little about solar panels and solar power, but want to understand more. Whether you plan to install solar panels yourself, like I did, or you're going to hire someone to do this, it's good to know these basics. Alright, let's start with a very basic misconception about solar panels. Solar panels store energy for the nighttime use. No, they don't. Solar panels only generate electricity when there is sun. They do not store anything. They just convert the light from the sun into the power. To use power during the night, you need batteries, where the energy is stored. And then, after you save the energy that solar panels generated in batteries, to be able to use this energy, you need the inverter, the brains that would convert this power, which is DC, direct current, into AC current, which is usual for home appliances. So, to use the energy that you have generated with solar panels, you need batteries, and then to be able to use that energy that is stored in the batteries, you need inverter that will make it possible. Think about solar panels like a faucet. They pour out power when the sun is out, and the battery is like the tank that saves water for the later. The next misconception: you must have batteries to be able to use solar panels. Of course no. Let me show you something. Here is the solar panel that doesn't have the battery. It only works when there is sun. So while there is sun, the energy that is generated from this little solar panel enables the water pump to move the water in this pond and makes the turtle happy. I hope so. I don't know. I can't tell by her face. She's a good poker player. Well, this system doesn't have battery at all, so in the night time it doesn't work. And in a few hours when the sun will be down, it wouldn't work at all. But it's a small solar panel that gives energy to this water pump. And there is another example. Here, I have lights. I don't need the lights during the day. I want them during the night. So here I have a little solar panel as well. But this solar panel does have a battery behind it. So it gets charged during the day, stores the energy that it generated into the battery, and then during the night it lights up these bulbs. Look, or here is another example. Here I have a bucket with water, and here I have solar panel that generates energy and stores this energy in the battery over here. There is no sun right now, so this solar panel is not generating any energy right now. But I can push the button and it will start using the energy that has been generated during the day and stored over here in the battery to water these guys. You see? These three are pumpkins. This is chickpea. I think this is a melon. Another chickpea. This is rucola. This is rucola as well. And this is rucola. I love rucola. This is tomatoes. And these two are tomatoes as well. Another example, when I lived in my car, I used a small solar panel to charge my power banks. So solar panel didn't store anything and it was generating energy only while there is a sun. While there is a sun, I open solar panel, connect it to my power bank, and this way I'm storing the energy. And for the house, it works in the similar way. For example, if you live in the city and you are connected to the grid, but you also want to install solar panels, you can install only solar panels and use the power that is generated by these solar panels during the day, and then during the night connect to the grid and use that power. And this way, you can skip buying the batteries. And the batteries are the most expensive thing in this entire system. And for the house like mine, life without batteries would be very hard. So by default for the off-grid houses, the system consists of the source of the energy, solar panels, inverter, the brain, and the batteries. I have found this lovely service where you can make the scheme of your solar system. It's very easy to make it there to see everything visually, especially if you want to share it with someone. Take a look. Here are my solar panels. One string is on the ground, there are 7 of them there, and another 7 are on the roof, another string. These both strings have breakers for each of them, and they are connected to the inverter. Here on the scheme I have inverter and MPPT as 2 separate things, but in my case it's one device. And then inverter is connected to the batteries where I store the energy. This is the very basic system that any off-grid house has. I also have the input for the inverter that allows me to charge my batteries through electric generator. In case of emergency, if I don't have electricity in my batteries, if electricity wasn't generated by solar panels, or I consumed more than I generated. In this case, I can use electric generator with which I am able to charge my batteries. So as a source of energy, I have solar panels, and another source of energy is electric generator. Then I have inverter, then I have batteries, and also the little thing over here, it's the charger block, which allows me to charge the batteries directly without the energy going inside the inverter and then to batteries. It's more efficient and faster. Thank you to all lovely people who are supporting my channel by becoming the members of my channel. It means a lot to me. If you are watching this video right now and you would like to support new videos on this channel, please do. By becoming a member, you can find the join button to become a member of this channel below the video. Thanks. Cheers. And here we come to the third misconception about the solar panels that I had, and I think that other people might be having as well, that once you install solar panels, they are going to power your house 24/7. This is not true. As you have seen by now, solar panels only produce energy during the daylight time, and they store the energy in the battery. And then you consume this energy, and if you store less energy than you consume, you won't be having electricity when you need it. For example, if your solar panels produce 5 kilowatts per day and you store 5 kilowatts per day in your batteries, and you consume 5 kilowatts per day, there is no margin for you to play around. And you will be waking up every morning with 0 in your batteries and with no electricity in your house. There are days when there are more sun, and there are days when there are less sun, and then there is less production. So normally you would need a battery that store energy for a few days that can give you this margin for the days when there are less sun or you consume more energy by using things like electric oven that consume a lot and that you use during the long time. And only in the case that you generate enough energy and you store enough energy to have this margin, yes, you will have your electricity needs covered. I shared it in videos before, that before I had just 7 solar panels that were laying on the ground here, and then I installed them on the roof of the house, and it was wonderful, beautiful, fantastic, amazing for me up until October, when the production of these 7 panels on my roof was not enough. And after that, I bought again 7 more panels and put them on the same place over here. And now I have 14. And this amount indeed maintained this balance between my consumption and generation during the winter. As during the summer, I had no issues at all. So the solar power will work for you 24/7 only if you generate and store more than you consume and have a little bit of margin. All right, here is the 4th one. If you live in the country with a lot of sun, like Spain, you can install solar panels wherever you want and it will be fine. No. It will be fine during the summertime, when there is a lot of sun and it doesn't matter. During the autumn days, when it's all cloudy and these days become weeks, it makes a huge difference where do you install your solar panels and how do you optimize them for your specific conditions. In the comments to my previous videos about solar panels, there were enough people from the countries that are not considered to be that rich with the sunlight, like Canada, Denmark, Netherlands, England, and they were sharing how they optimized the position of their solar panels to secure themselves and to be able to generate enough energy for their life. A lot of people think, and I thought before, that it's a good idea to put solar panels facing the south. In my case, for example, it's not the best position. Because during the time when I need the solar energy to be generated the most, during the winter time, I would prefer solar panels to be here on the southwest side. Because for this angle, for the conditions that I have, this is the best position where I can gather the most of the sun. How to optimize the position of solar panels and how to calculate all this is a topic for another video. But what I would like to share now, that one of the lovely people who commented shared that they are able to use their solar panels very efficiently by using this stand for the solar panels that is mounted on the ground, and solar panels are mounted on that stand, and the stand is rotating according to the angle of the sun. So during the entire day, it's gathering as much light as possible, and it makes the system very efficient. As you can see, I haven't done it myself, but I think it's a very cool idea and it's something to consider. And the last one, but not the least one, more solar panels means more power. It's not true. It's just half true, because more solar panels can give more power, but only if they're installed in a way efficient to the production. I have one set of solar panels installed on the roof. And when I bought another set of solar panels, I knew for sure that I won't install another set of 7 solar panels next to those ones on the roof, because in this case, it would be the same angle. And now, instead of 7 solar panels, I will have 14, but all of these 14 solar panels won't start up until 11 a.m. during the winter time. Because the set of solar panels that I have on the roof doesn't start generating energy up until 11 a.m. in the winter time, because of the angle and the shade that I have there. So yes, I did buy 7 solar panels, but they only efficient for me because I placed them on another side, where I really can use their potential for the winter time, because the winter time is when I really need to think about these things. I want to put these solar panels, instead of leaving them on the ground, I want to put them in this angle to the sun, and this way it will be even more efficient. And also another thing that I didn't understand before, but now I understand very well because I lived through this. If you connect solar panels in parallel, which means one solar panel is connected to another, and then it goes to the inverter, unless the entire string has enough sunlight to start, it won't start. For example, I have 7 solar panels on the roof. So when 3 of them in the morning have sunlight and 4 others are in the shade, the generation doesn't start at all. It doesn't mean that it will be generating half of what is possible. No, it doesn't start at all. Because they are connected in this way in parallel. You can solve this by connecting them in series and connecting microcontrollers that would manage each panel separately. If you have simple installation like mine, like I did, in this case, all 7 are useless unless they have enough power. So it's more efficient to have fewer solar panels angled very well than a lot of angled in a random way. I'll summarize. Solar panels don't store the energy. You don't need to have batteries necessarily to be able to use solar panels. Once installed, solar panels are not necessarily powering your home 24/7. In the locations with a lot of sun, you still do need to think about the angle and the location where you put solar panels. This is why more solar panels don't necessarily mean more power. So these are 5 big misconceptions that I had about solar panels and that someone with no experience might be having as well. Obviously, with solar power there are more interesting questions. How many panels do I need? Which inverter is enough? How many batteries should I have? And you probably heard the classic answer. It all depends on your consumption. Yeah, I heard that too. But I think I only started to understand what it means now, after living over 1 year off-grid like this with solar-powered system. At some point, I got the idea to measure every single appliance that I have in the house. How much does it consume? Or at least those that I use minimum once a week. Microwave, coffee grinder, jigsaw, cement mixer, and such. So I started doing it, and only after I did it, I truly started to grasp how to think about electricity and how to figure out how much power you actually need. In 2 words, it's just like calories balance. To live comfortably, you have to always generate more than you consume. And as simple as it sounds, it's not simple to calculate. I haven't finished testing everything yet, but I will publish it soon. But this is another story for another time. In the meantime, watch the video that I made earlier about the predicted electricity generation from solar panels that I received using the official calculation service for Europe and how it coincides, or no, with my actual generation. It should be on the screen right now. Also, check out the comments below that video. Some of them are pure gold. People are sharing their experiences from all over the world. And honestly, I think that's what YouTube should be about. And for now, cheers! Bye!